Hey everyone, this is Greg, your host of Goddamn Gamecube. Thank you for tuning in to Season 2. All episodes in this season were conducted virtually over the internet because of the coronavirus pandemic, so please excuse any audio glitches or oddities you may hear during these episodes. Thank you and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome back to Goddamn Gamecube. This is the start of Season 2. Much has happened since you guys have heard from us last. It's a tough world out there with coronavirus, and we're all separate, and this Season 2 is coming at you virtually. This is our welcome back episode. I'm Greg. Beppe is with me as well. We are your hosts. Beppe, how you doing?
This is our second welcome back episode because we already tried to do this and now we're doing it again just because we love you so much.
Yeah, we wanted to come back so much that we re-recorded this because of technical problems.
Yes. So a good kind of trendsetter for the rest of this season. There will be some mishaps here and there, maybe not as perfect audio as you're used to, but we'll be doing everything in our power to deliver an optimal product.
Yeah, for because we care about you guys. And what did you say, Beppe? This is, I forget what joke you made several episodes ago. This is just a I don't remember what you said. Something like it's like an indulgent or process for you anyway. We just want to hear ourselves talk about games, right?
That's what it's all about.
Well, okay, over the course of quarantine, a lot has happened in games. I mean, I don't even know where you want to start. I mean, do you have a topic you want to start with, or I can kick you off? What do you think?
No, I mean, I think just it's so funny that this specific incident was what it encapsulated a lot of industries during this pandemic was GameStop trying to prove that they were an essential business.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this a little bit on and off, but it was a really incredible that was pretty much when the state of Massachusetts was just shutting down. That whole scandal was going on where it's like, oh, we sell HDMI cables and those are important for remote businesses, so we are essential.
Oh my god.
It was just like they're in rough shape.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even have that in my notes, but I do have in here now some GameStops around us are going out of business, so that is happening.
You're seeing them. I mean, and I always thought it was so strange that some like malls that I anyway go to have two GameStops in them, like one upstairs and one downstairs. I'm like, how have they been like justifying that this whole time?
I think what happened was, at least up near me and at up on in the southern New Hampshire border, there are GameStop bought out EB Games, and there was an EB and a GameStop in that mall, so they just had both. And what's even funnier is there was one across the street. So there were three within less than a mile. I don't know how they survived this long.
Same thing happened to me in where I grew up in New York. Like they bought out not only EB Games but also Software Etc. I don't know if you had any of those.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, it was a chain, and they got bought out. And I was trying to, in my head, justify why. I mean, because what happens usually when an acquisition like that happens is that we've bought out the locations, we've bought out whatever. We don't need 3 GameStops in a, certain amount of area. So we close all but one of them. That's what you would do if you were running a successful business. But
and I don't know. I don't know I don't understand the strategy there, but I mean, I don't know.
Dude, it's like Dunkin' Donuts around here. They're fucking everywhere.
Dude, there are like 6 on my street.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been something that's sort of been unfolding. It's really kind of seeing the collapse of retail gaming in brick and mortar locations, as it were. So that would be potentially an interesting thing to get into if we could wrangle up some guests to get further into it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was a GameStop employee for like 5 years. We were back in the day. Yeah. And just like, I feel like I shouldn't even say this, but I feel like what's that phrase when you have a little bit of glee about someone else's downfall? What's the word for that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Schadenfreude, is that what that is?
Oh, I guess so.
It's just like
that one always eluded me.
Yeah,
I was
think
I'll look up this word someday.
Is that what that word is? People in the comments can tell me if I said it wrong. Dude, it's just watching them close. I don't want to see people lose their jobs, but I said, dude, you guys are not an essential business. Stop lying. Like, and dude, and all games are going digital. So, I mean, it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, it's been weird to watch that process, like seeing them turn into like half of their stuff as pop figurines. It's
kind of like local to us, like some of our, what's the word? Like Newberry Comics and other music stores have kind of become stuff stores as well. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
there's
pop figures and all that.
Hey, here's a great bit of news. Newberry Comics followed me on Twitter.
Wow, dude, that's big doings.
It's we got to get them to follow a little goddamn Gamecube, and then we'll start talking.
Yeah,
but
you guys want to come on the show?
I went in there like pretty recently, and their gaming selection is like pretty slim.
Dude, the ones around me like haven't carried games in years.
Yeah, going the way of CDs, it seems. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was a big thing at the beginning, and we were discussing, I believe, briefly, because there wasn't a lot of news up until kind of recently with the new wave of console launches and everything. So I think we were just kind of killing time while we were locked down, and we have a terrific episode about the Resident Evil 3 remake in the can. We'll be sharing that with you before too long, I'm sure. Got a good amount to say about that. Doom came out pretty much right when the whole thing happened.
Yeah, Doom and Animal Crossing same day.
Same day, and Last of Us Part 2, fittingly.
Oh,
and a couple months after.
I had a topic written down here just to reiterate to everybody. Beppe and I are doing this all virtually, so I come prepared for these. I have written down here the games I played during quarantine, and I have The Last of Us 2 and like Ghosts of Tsushima and stuff like that. I don't even know if you want to get into the controversies over like those games, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't want to overlap too much in case they ever come up specifically.
Sure.
But Last of Us 2, from what I can see, was a super duper polished experience that some people just disagreed with the story direction. And I think it's just like ridiculous that it got that much insane hate. I mean, we can talk all day about the crunch and how much of juice was squeezed out of those developers to deliver such an kind of immaculate product. But I think that the controversy was pretty unwarranted for that one.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, I'm not really into those games, but I'm probably gonna play both of them someday.
I mean, it's just, I think what happened was like, I really liked the first one and I thought it was really good. It's so strange kind of what Reddit did to me, where like, I'm not even really a Reddit user. What happened was like, I kept hearing so much bad stuff about The Last of Us 2 that I just didn't buy it. And I just like, by buy it, I don't mean like slang. I mean, I literally didn't buy the game. I waited. And I waited a couple of, I don't even remember when it came out, because I played it like a month or two ago. And I was playing through this game and I said, I don't really see what the controversy is here. I mean, the game is really polished. I don't really like the story either. I don't think it's as good as the first one. It's, kind of whatever. But yeah. I mean, everybody like blew this like to the moon. Like it was unbelievable, man. And I think, some of our gaming friends said this too. Like I was just so exhausted, like reading about this game, that I just like, it almost like put me off from playing it, even though I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I feel the same way about like Star Wars. Like,
yeah.
It's something that I still like, but I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Dude, I know, man.
It's like, nah.
Dude, I understand.
Keep it to myself.
Seriously.
But that was just a, that was just one of those moments. And in terms of In terms of controversy, we can talk about the game that just came out.
You know what?
Generated a good amount.
I'm actually kind of glad we had to re-record this.
Yeah, because, so we can address that.
Oh yeah, I think that if there's anything that needs to be addressed, I should be funny here. The number one note I have with me, and it says cyberpunk mess is number one. Dude, this is a hard one. I mean, the internet's been talking about it. It's obviously a huge thing. I don't know, how in depth we'll go here, but it's just, we can talk about everything from, I have no idea how this game came out in this shape. It was delayed so many times and it's just not ready. And I don't know. I mean, did you end up buying it?
No, I didn't. I didn't wind up getting it because, I was really I was in until people were getting seizures from it. And I was like, maybe there's a little bit more wrong with this game than just a few bugs.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I think, dude, I almost had I don't even know what the right word for this is. I had almost a mini argument with you and our other gaming friends in our video game chat about yeah, Cyberpunk's gonna come out. I'll probably play it down the road. I'll probably give it a B, and everybody's gonna hate me, right? And then, but I knew it was gonna be then again, looking back on it, I'm wrong. I knew it was gonna be a surefire hit, sell tens of millions of copies, and everyone's gonna love it, right? And I didn't want to be right where I thought it was going to be mediocre, but Jesus Christ, I wish we got mediocre. What did we get?
I was expecting an Outer Worlds kind of thing where it's just overhyped and it's maybe not as good as you're expecting, but still has a little bit something. Can I tell you my rationale for looking forward to it was that a lot of people who were panning it, were pre-panning it. I just didn't trust their taste at all.
Yeah,
it's like people who have put thousands of hours into Skyrim. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna nothing against that, but I'm not gonna it's clear that you have a very set parameter of what your taste is, and I kind of just want to give something else a try. And
no, dude, I understand, but I mean, I also for me, the impetus for me playing it, but maybe down the road was, I mean, I like the Witcher games, but they're not my favorite. You know what I mean? And I think, I forget who, one of our mutual friends said this, but he said, why were people excited for this? I don't remember anything about the game or about why we should buy it. I kind of thought about that and I said, dude, he's kind of right. I mean, I only wanted to play it because of the reputation of CD Projekt Red.
Yeah. I mean, because I had watched, I believe a couple of years ago, there was this 45-minute kind of teaser that looked really cool. And it looked like an interesting world, and it looked like they actually gave a shit about the writing.
Yeah.
And then, some kind of original aesthetic choices, like when you get arrested by an ambulance or paramedics. Remember that?
Yeah, dude, it's just
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, but I think you go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that it was, I couldn't believe how much time had gone into this game and resources and how many times they delayed it, and it still came out especially on past gen consoles, it was unplayable.
No, I know. That's unbelievable to me, dude. Where this game was announced when? 2012, 2013?
Yeah, something
and
like that.
It's been delayed several times. And listen, I play open world games. I'm used to a certain amount of jank. Yeah. But dude, it's just everyone, if you play games, the controversy with Cyberpunk. It's I don't really have to go on and on. It's just unbelievable to me how this game was put out on consoles at all. How? Ugh, it's.
I caught a glimpse of also the driving.
Yeah,
because I hadn't seen much gameplay because I was like, this looks like a game that I'm going to be interested in. I want to kind of go in as fresh as possible. It'll probably be very well received. And I'm looking at the driving, and it looks like our favorite series, GTA. My impression was I thought the entire thing was going to be in first person, and I thought that was really cool. And I thought you were going to drive in first person too. I believe you can, but it's not like the default thing. I just didn't understand the aesthetic choice of like, oh yeah, it's all first person now, but it's not gonna. It's we're gonna break it up for these awful driving sections,
dude. And it's like, and the driving is broken. And what's unbelievable is like, you've seen the videos of the AI of NPCs driving, how they just get into car accidents and drive through buildings and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? This hurts, man. It's like, I mean, and I feel bad for like, not only, all the developers and people who most likely crunch to make this game. And I can't even really articulate this. Not only did they crunch and were put under horrible conditions, it's not even close to being done. Like, what state is this in? It's crazy.
The video game version of Saint Anger. It's like, it's all this heartbreak and strife, and the final product is still shit.
Dude, unbelievable.
I mean,
that's a pretty good comparison.
We have a couple of friends who have played it, and the prevailing thing is, I mean, like, it seems that there is some good shit to it, but it's just really disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that next. I'm glad you brought it up. But underneath all the bugs, it isn't that good.
Yeah.
That hurts. But I mean, we've talked about this before, though. I mean, sometimes you reach the what's the word? You reach the ceiling of what a certain creative product can do, and then you just, that's all you got. And maybe that's all they got. It just didn't pan out. I don't know.
I mean, it does. I mean, because it's based on a tabletop
that's right.
game series, and it's I think they were like, oh, this would be great as a video game, but there's only, if you don't have that like imagination, and you're just gonna have this wonderful premise and wonderful universe kind of just conform to what RPGs or GTA kind of games already are, then it's not remarkable. It's not. It was the hype was unwarranted.
Dude, I know. And I'm going to bridge off into the next topic because it's very connected to this. Yeah. The new consoles came out, which is why, you know what I mean? I guess. Which what's crazy to me is like, not only was what's the right way to put this? I mean, I want to get a PS5 and I think it's clearly the better choice. Yeah. But it's like, I can't believe Cyberpunk came out on old consoles at all. Like, I just wish we had transparency and they said, hey, listen, it's not coming out on PS4 and Xbox One. It's just going to be PS5 and the series. Like, yeah, I don't know how they didn't do that.
I wish that, I think it's such a waste of resources to build sort of, and a lot of games kind of fall into this unfortunate trap where at this point not a lot of people own the new consoles. Yeah. So if they had only made it for those, only a few people would be playing it or be, able to get it, which is unfortunate. But it sucks when they have to kind of dumb down a lot of this under the hood stuff to get that cross-gen.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I think one of our mutual friends said this, but all of this stuff that's broken, Grand Theft Auto got right 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
So there's really no excuse.
No, not at all. I mean,
think it's just like development hell, like changing hands too often. They probably used contractors like Halo.
Yeah, it took too long. And then what do you do?
That's something that we talked about in our last attempt, but we weren't able to talk about this time yet.
God,
Halo Infinite controversy.
Yeah, why don't we bridge into that, because I feel like Cyberpunk is going to exhaust people.
Oh yeah,
dude. I mean, this Halo
exhaust me.
Yeah, so why don't we make this very brief? So
we're really just catching up here.
Yeah. So the Craig trailer came out. I remember, I remember being on Facebook chat with you, and I feel like I'm sort of the intermediate like Halo guy here, where I feel like you and your group of friends are super, it's your franchise, and I feel like I was almost like like a therapist for you guys. Hey, it's just a trailer, it's going to improve. Like, hey, I don't think it looks that bad. And then it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
And I like had to stop like placating you guys, or I had to stop like being so sensitive. I had to be like, hey guys, I think it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing. I had been pretty, I think most people had been pretty let down by Halo 5.
Yeah.
I'm just talking, not even my personal reaction, just the general reaction was pretty lukewarm to that game across the board.
Yeah. For sure.
So they really kind of had this, the first couple of trailers that came out for this new one, they kind of had this make Halo great again kind of aesthetic.
Oh boy.
Where you're tapping into the kind of the classic art style, a lot of the familiar imagery. It's like, okay, we got weird with the anime bullshit. Now we're, getting back down to our roots. And so things were looking good for those first couple cinematic trailers, but kind of weird that the years kept passing by with no gameplay.
Yeah.
And it got to that point where they weren't showing anything. And I'm like, oh, so they're still gonna, because E3 was canceled.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, so they're still gonna show off this game this summer, apparently. And then I'm like, wow, I can't wait to see it. And I'm just like, wait, it's been 5 years since Halo 5.
Holy crap.
And the last time I remember this happening was Mass Effect Andromeda, where they didn't show anything up until right until the wire. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh god, dude, I mean, maybe it's harder for you, but I forgot that game existed.
Which
like
one?
Andromeda.
Yeah.
I forgot. Like, dude, I played, oh my god, you're bringing back bad memories now. Like, I remember everybody worried about this. It came out. I had a free trial to try it for 10 hours. I absolutely hated it. And you're right, dude. They didn't show anything. Oh, good lord.
So
and it feels like that it just happened again, right?
To me, yeah. It's it seems like I can't stop taking L's in my favorite franchises.
No, I know. And I mean, and we'll mention this. We have actually an entire Halo series coming out as a series of episodes soon. So we won't talk this to death, but dude, it's unbelievable, right? Mass Effect gets the L. Halo's not looking good.
Just to sort of sum it up, because my initial reaction was I really, because we'll get into this further, but there were some things that 343 Industries I felt did correctly with a few of their titles, so that kind of gave me some good faith in that. Okay, so they're not quite there, but I still have some hope for them.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this trailer, it was fucking snuffed out like a candle flame. I was just like, oh, okay, that's a wrap on Halo.
Yeah.
It just looked, because I couldn't believe that it was just being marketed as a next gen experience, because it looked like a 360 game at points.
No, I know. It was just, how many more shocking bad things can happen in a row? Like, dude, I agree with you.
Don't tempt fate. I think quite a few.
Yeah, dude, I know. I don't even want to get into sort of the gunplay and the gameplay, because it was obviously blah. But it doesn't. This game does not look great either. This is very blah. And it's just eek.
The lighting and the textures look very dated, unfinished. The gameplay itself looks kind of interchangeable with a lot of other first-person shooters.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I think the real final nail in the coffin for me was how they keep replacing like the classic iconic weapons with these generic ones that are, look like they're from Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, and it makes the series look less and less recognizable.
Yeah, there's like a new assault rifle that looks like an M16.
Yeah.
And like the new pistol is just like a Glock. I'm just like, what are you doing?
It's like the opposite of why I like the game.
Yeah, give me the goofy shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about that in the series, but like, yeah, man, like give me the iconic goofy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a it's sort of I would say a prevalent kind of thing when an IP gets passed off in general in video games. It's kind of difficult to know what is successful about it, why it's successful, but there's certain things where if you think it through for more than 30 seconds, it'll become apparent
Yeah.
that this is a terrible decision.
Dude, maybe to you and I, but maybe when hundreds of millions of dollars are on the table, people just fuck up. I don't know.
Yeah, they get
I don't know.
They get that brain.
Dude, I don't know. They get that money brain.
Yeah. But okay, so to put a pin on it or a ribbon or whatever, since then they just recently had a big press release wherein they brought the story director back, Joseph Staten, from the first few games, and amongst other kind of shakeups. And they released a couple stills from the multiplayer, and it's looking really good.
So there's been improvement.
Yeah, and they've announced that it was supposed to come out this fall. It's coming out next fall now.
Holy crap! Was it supposed to be out?
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be a launch title for the Series X. That's why they.
Oh my god, dude! You know what? I'm gonna pat myself on the back from 3 months ago, if you'll allow me. Do you remember in our mutual gaming chat when I kept saying to people they gotta push it back, they gotta delay it, it's not ready, and people are like, dude, it's already gonna get shipped. There's nothing we can do. Hey man, you remember that?
Yes.
I said, dude, they gotta push it back, and they pushed it back a year. So you know what? Maybe hope is my least favorite thing.
Yeah, I don't. But I mean, because I totally agree with you. My reaction was I hope they push it back, but I feel like they won't. So I'm glad they did.
Yeah,
because
to me,
I was expecting this to come out, and it's like it's one of those games where in 2 years someone says, "Oh, it's actually pretty fun now. They've done a lot of work to it."
That's so bad.
It's
dude,
like its own little pandemic within the industry.
Dude, can you imagine if this came out and then Cyberpunk came out? Oh my god.
There would have been like mass suicides, I think.
Oh my god.
Just like nothing is good anymore.
Dude, it's like, eek. I'll give him a pat on the back. Thank you for pushing it back.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Dude, I think I misquote. You know what? I may have to take back my pat on the back to myself. I think the debate I was having with our friends was they should push the Xbox back, not Halo.
Yeah.
I think I'm wrong. Anyway, I'll keep that in the recording just so I can laugh at myself.
Do you know? Do you know how the Xbox is doing right now?
It's got to be poorly, right? Right?
I would say so. So I'm thinking maybe you were right, because they haven't always launched around the same time.
Xbox 360 was first. Before the
PS5s are apparently all sold either to genuine buyers or scalpers.
Yeah.
So that did extremely well because of everyone's favorite Souls game getting remade.
Oh my dude!
Didn't talk about that.
Honestly, that's awesome. That's the one thing where dude,
unbelievable.
I saw the trailer for it and I said, what? It as soon as I see, your character hop over the wall, I said, holy fuck, this looks damn good. Yeah. And hey, it came out to critical acclaim. I haven't played it. I'm trying to keep videos to a minimum. I think for better or worse, I know you've been on both sides of this. They didn't do much to expand it. It's very faithful for better or worse.
Yeah. Certain things I think they did tweak here and there. It's interesting because the last to our audience, the last thing they will have heard is the Souls retrospective. So we briefly touched on our hopes and dreams for the inevitable remake. And here it is. And it was a really surreal moment when someone just texted me like, hey, Demon Souls remake trailer just came out. Like, this is a fucking joke. Like, this isn't real.
No, what I was going to say is I laughed as well when someone told me that, but then I was expecting a derpy, Demon Souls is kind of derpy, kind of janky, and it was the best trailer of the night.
Yeah.
Like it was like, whoa, like
And
this is a serious
me,
game.
Still, like, from what I've seen, the best looking game of the new generation.
Isn't that insane, dude?
Which
like
is awesome.
I always like consider Dark Souls to be it's really great despite how bad it looks and runs.
Yeah.
But now it's like, whoa, it runs great.
The animations are unreal. All the particle effects are terrific.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, good for them. Good for FromSoft I'm sorry, also Blue Point Games, I should say in this case.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I want more people to appreciate them, but I don't want to like mess with it because I don't want them to get like too big and then they get bought out by EA or something and it gets ruined. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, keep doing your thing, man.
Some rumors about a Metal Gear Solid remake from them.
Dude, also a Silent Hill one. On essentially the Konami franchises.
Shit. I hope something happens with those.
Dude, I mean, I don't want to, we don't have to go too far into Blue Point Games, but I mean, dude, if they did Metal Gear Solid, and if that happens, oh my God, they'll crush it, dude. Yeah, I have like full faith in them.
It would be a nice little revival too, because they also announced Oscar Isaac is portraying a snake of some kind. There's like fucking 10 snakes in that series, but he's doing one of them in the movie.
Wait a minute, dude, I'm so glad you brought that up because I thought I had a very underrated comment and like nobody commented on this. So you're referring to the Metal Gear Solid movie, right? With Oscar Isaac.
Yes, that's right.
So I commented, I said, this is a weird kind of irony for me where Hideo Kojima loves movies and he loves film. And he either wants to be a director or he wants his games to be movies to some extent. Yeah. But he has no involvement in this movie of his beloved franchise. Like that was so strange.
So. I mean, because it's weird though, because it's Sony and he works for Sony. And I'm not sure. I think what the deal is that he's kind of given his blessing on it. He's
okay.
Because he's friends with Oscar Isaac in real life, and he's friends with the director, Jordan Vogt-Roberts.
Oh, okay. So he kind of said, "Hey, do your thing."
Beard. Yeah, he put him in Death Stranding, so they're pretty tight.
Oh, okay. So they're in the band photo.
yeah. I saw that guy's King Kong movie that came out a couple years ago. I thought it was terrific. I just thought it was a lot of fun.
That's right. I mean, hey, I hope it works out.
Yeah, I think if there's anyone who could do it, it's this guy.
It's these lads.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was gonna say related topic before I forget. There is a Resident Evil movie coming out that might not suck.
So we think.
Yeah, like this director is basing it off the first two games and like the plot like directly from the games.
Yep.
Like, okay, sure. Give it a shot.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. And it's funny because shortly before this was announced, I was just like, why don't they just do that?
Dude, I know that was so funny. You said, why don't they just, what the fans would like is make a live action version of the first two games. Oh my God, they did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's insane. That was like me being reactionary because they announced this Netflix series about like Albert Wesker's kids.
Oh,
and I was like, nope, that's not going to do it for me. I'm sorry. That's still not the ideal Resident Evil experience.
Yeah, that's not what I even posted. I said nobody wants this, right? Yeah. Like who wants that? But hey, I guess they put out multiple eggs in multiple baskets, right?
Yeah, they're gonna see which one does better, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
Let the little freak make his movie and see what happens.
Yeah. Dude, I
got a little hyped because they've been filming in Canada, I think Toronto or something.
Dude, I saw the videos of like the truck scene.
Yep.
Like I saw like a Reddit video, someone posted that.
Yeah, and the RPD office, the set for that, and there's like umbrella logos on bridges and stuff, and looks great.
Yeah, I was yeah, for sure. Man, I can't believe it might not suck, but I guess I'll go back to this episode and laugh if it does.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're pretty it's cautious optimism. I guess that's our philosophy here.
I was gonna say, if you want to move right along here, I did have something else that happened this year that gave me. I was at positive on it. Not everybody was. Microsoft bought out Bethesda.
Right. Yeah.
That was pretty big doings this year.
I was thinking about that because I was thinking about the Halo delay.
Yeah.
And how Microsoft is probably just trying to get this straightened out, get it because it's their, kind of flagship IP. And I was thinking about it may no longer be their only kind of thing because, I mean, in terms of exclusives, that was kind of it. I mean, Gears of War, I guess, but not really anymore.
Yeah, but not really.
So now they have all these new properties. They have Bethesda and Obsidian.
That is so weird, isn't it, to have both?
Right? Yeah.
That's weird. That's got to feel weird. I hope they never have to go to like a company Christmas party together. We're like, hey guys, we made Fallout, and then you made Fallout, and then we had to make a Fallout like your Fallout, right? Oh my God.
They like make them work together.
I mean, listen, maybe personally they wouldn't want to, maybe personally they wouldn't want to do that, but personally I want that, right?
Yeah. I mean, because in terms of development, it would probably just be them like doing like horrible things to each other out of spite and like a really weird game coming out of it. So, yeah, sure, why not?
I know. I mean, listen, Obsidian, I've said this over the past couple of years, they just need an injection of money. Like if there's any company that just needs financing, I mean, The Outer Worlds was all right, but I mean, it's clearly it was sort of a budgety sort of game. You know what I mean? Right. And they have a medieval sort of fantasy game coming out. And I'm sure with Microsoft money, I hope it helps them. I mean, also, I'll say this too. Like, I don't know, man. What was the last timed exclusive that, I don't know, Bethesda and Microsoft worked on that I cared about? It was Oblivion.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not, listen, maybe I shouldn't be hopeful because hope is a terrible emotion. But like, I still hold out hope for Elder Scrolls 6, even though I probably shouldn't. I still do.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I don't want to root for a monopoly, but I just want like change. I don't know. Does that make me a mark? I don't know. It's just I think that the way these companies were being run was not ideal. I'm talking about specifically Bethesda. So if there's a chance that changes, or because I don't know. I don't think there's that much to lose. I don't think I may be eating my words, but I don't know how much worse you could make Fallout. I already hate it. I already never want to play it again.
That's a really funny quote. I might start saying that. I mean, how much worse can you make it? I already hate it. Right?
The answer is already no. What could happen?
I agree with you. I think you put it in a very good way where I don't necessarily want a monopoly over these game companies either, but they needed a change. And Microsoft, for all the times that I kind of shit on them, they've been very good with accessibility and, their controllers and customization options and all that stuff. Sure. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is, then again, I shouldn't say that. I'm probably going to end up eating this. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a good faith effort to make Elder Scrolls 6 awesome or get really, it's also a selfish endeavor from their part because they need RPGs on their console.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a part of it.
And Jesus Christ, I mean, because I got on board with the series with Oblivion.
Yeah.
And that came out only a few years after Morrowind.
Yep.
I think Morrowind was 2002, Oblivion was 2006.
Something like that. It's either 03 and 07 or 02 and 06. I don't remember.
And I thought the wait for Skyrim was like excruciating at the time. I was like, shit, I love Oblivion. I can't wait. It was like 5 years later. And it came out and we all know how that turned out. And they still haven't even, they want to release that game Starfield first. Elder Scrolls 6 is not even like up on deck. It's strange how long this is taking.
It's unbelievable, right? And I'm almost like I'm a little bit triggered now because CDPR went from doing medieval game to sci-fi game and it went very badly. And now Bethesda's going from RPG to no, we're putting out the sci-fi one, and now I'm like, oh, I don't want it. I don't know.
Here's the thing: is like, number one, I don't give a shit. Number two, no, I'm being serious. I mean, it's because it's like I'm very dubious that Bethesda in its current state is going to turn out something wholly original when it comes to a space RPG. That's just where I don't think they have that creative spark anymore. I would much rather see them try to expand Elder Scrolls or Fallout in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Not that I want them to do another one because I'm scared for those franchises too, but in terms of how much I give a shit about this Starfield game is almost nothing.
I'm with you. I agree.
And so Elder Scrolls 6, like, let's see something. I mean, even if it turns out bad, like, let's get the hype machine going again.
I know. I thought they did it right with Skyrim, not the game, but the hype, where they announced it, I think, at the Game Awards, and then like a year later or 6 months later, it came out.
Yep.
Right. So I mean, I'd be down with that, but no, I'm with you, man. I don't care about Starfield at all. I understand. It's just, I don't know. It's probably a little bit of nostalgia where Oblivion was such an important game for me, where I still want 6 to be good, and I feel like there's a lot you could do, but I don't know.
Yeah, like limitless possibilities as long as you have like good writers.
I know. Yeah, I feel you, dude.
But in that vein, wherein I feel like I'm sort of in an abusive relationship with a developer. In the same kind of vein, where if they put out an Elder Scrolls trailer, I would be like, oh, you know, play the fucking music and all that shit, and it would you know, it would get the feels going and get me back in the game. Something that was barely a blip on my radar was the Mass Effect announcement.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Right? And that was like not that long ago. But I mean, so from what I've heard, they are doing a trilogy remaster.
Okay.
Which I feel is going to be very low effort based on what I've read.
Yeah. It's going to be kind of a re-release cash cow.
They'll just put it on current consoles and call it a day. That's my bet. That it'll be like, wow, they didn't even optimize Mass Effect 1. It'll still run really like weird.
Dude, I know. Yeah, keep going. I feel you.
Yeah, no, and Casey Hudson was brought back for Anthem and left again. So
I mean, fuck later. That game.
But that's a game everyone remembers.
Oh my god, worst title for a game. It's not good either, but yeah.
Yeah, but they released a trailer for the next Mass Effect game, which I thought was going to be a lot longer before we saw one of those.
Yeah.
And it is seemingly they're gonna pick one of the endings and go with it and just keep pushing the main story forward, which is so funny because I thought they had like the perfect what do they call it, where you take like a reset in sports. It's just kind of like, you know, okay, we'll just
a rebuild,
we'll just start over, I guess so. Yeah,
you can kind of total rebuild from the ground up. I understand
with Andromeda.
Yeah.
And they fucked that up too. So now we have to go back to the main story and try that again.
Oh, dude, I know. I
mean, but the thing is, they put that trailer out and it's like, oh, you got Liara back, you got the music. I still feel something.
I know. They keep doing that to me though, you know? And dude, holy fuck. Wasn't there a Dragon Age trailer?
Yeah.
At the Game Awards?
I don't know that franchise, so I didn't check it out.
Oh, Nick just like covered his face. My brother Nick.
Oh boy. Yeah. Hey Nick.
Yeah, dude, I know. Oh my god. That sucks.
Well, yeah, it's been a weird. EA put out a game without any drama.
And what game are you referring to?
Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh yeah, did you play it?
I did. Yeah, I'm almost all the way through the story. I've been playing it on and off. Very competently made. It's $40 at launch, which is I think a very fair price for it as a new game.
Yeah.
It was just because, you know, it's very cut and dry. The campaign is a decent length, but there's not a lot you can do besides mess around in your cockpit.
Sure.
It's a pretty because not a lot of flight kind of simulator game. Like there's no like Star Fox coming out like anytime soon. There's not a lot of kind of other games that play like this, and it's nice that they added a significant amount of depth when it comes to kind of managing your little your armor and your speed and weapons.
So it was a nice surprise.
Like yep. So that's one nice thing that happened this year.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I mean, we're talking about positive game releases. I mean, I like, I feel like everybody got very into Animal Crossing and it came out at the right time.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I like it. It's just not, sort of my cup of tea, but I mean, I like it a lot. I feel like it helped a lot of people too. And I feel like I'm kind of bridging into the Game Awards here. Because games like The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima and Animal Crossing were all up for awards. I think in terms of the positives, what's so funny is I feel like Nintendo is very much like what's the word for them? They try to be a family friendly company, but they're also very litigious and douchey. And I feel like with Animal Crossing,
they're kind of a I would liken them to a kind of controlling parent where you're gonna have fun in this very specific way we've aligned for you, and that's that makes a lot of sense. We could talk it to death, but I just wanted to touch on the Game Awards just for a second. There was a lot blah blah blah. This involves The Last of Us 2 and all this stuff. I do want to say that I didn't play Hades. Did you play it? No, I didn't.
No, I mean, I really want to. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. I don't know about you. I feel like I played Ghost of Tsushima, and I didn't think it was great. I thought it looks amazing, but it's just Assassin. It's like the what's the word? It's like the Assassin's Creed Japan everybody wanted but never got.
Yeah,
and that's literally what it is. I mean, did anything stand out to you at the Game Awards or not really?
The Game Awards?
Yeah.
God, I'm racking my brain. This is how shot I am. I'm thinking about like albums that got nominated for Album of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah, not really, right?
I mean, it's because I'm trying to think of, okay, so who are the standouts? And it, like you said, I think if anyone deserved to win, it was Animal Crossing, just because of the cultural impact.
I agree. I agree.
Especially it's what is this, the fifth entry in the series, and it's made this much of a splash. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not mad that The Last of Us 2 won. It was a very polished game. Yeah. I don't have I think I've covered all of the news this year that I wanted to cover, unless you have something else for us.
Nope. I just we unfortunately had to take a little bit of a break there, just as we got all this sorted out, figured out some stuff with our lives, and we are doing our very best to jumpstart the podcast, get us back in gear, deliver up that delicious content you also crave.
And I want to say actually a big thank you to everybody who listened to us in 2020. I was a little surprised by how many people listened to it from 40 different countries, and the thousands of streams and plays, and the comments we got.
The metrics, right?
Yeah, I was looking at the metrics, and also thank you to everybody who commented. I'm not going to say anybody specifically for your privacy, but everyone out there who commented and wanted more content, because of Corona. Yeah, I mean, because of Corona, I mean, we were going to keep going strong into season 2, but it's just, we had to kind of not only reset our lives, but reset how we were going to release this.
Yep. And it's been a bumpy road, but here's hoping this is the start of it.
Yeah. So I think with that, so expect weekly episodes from us. We are going to try to keep our normal schedule of one episode a week. And that's going to do it for Goddamn Gamecube today. And can everybody get over the goddamn Gamecube, please? And we'll see you next time.